What up, Dell? Had to get a quick recording in here because I just know I'm going to get an SSR. I can feel it in my bones. Here we go. I think I got, 8 summons to do? I don't know. Just got that feeling today. I did already clear this banner, so I'm just doing these for fun. And I can do that here in Langrisser because it's pretty much such a lax summoning environment. Anytime now, though. Some yellow would be nice. But yeah, Langrisser right now is giving away a ton of tickets altogether. I think I got like 8 summons today or something just for logging in. So that's pretty cool. There are new characters added. They are pretty awesome and unique. We'll be going over those once I actually level them up and can run them. There's events popping up, so that's cool. A lot of good stuff happening in this game. And there's a lot of resources to grind out on the table, so that is always good, right? It seems like Langrisser is really trying to keep their momentum, and I think they're doing a good job of competing with other gachas that are out there right now, for sure. That and the guild in this game just never gets old, so you get to run around with your friends and talk shit. And that's really what these games should be about. They should be bringing people together. The Langrisser community is just awesome. It's just always been great. So they've always had that going for them. Oh man. As soon as I said I'm going to get an SSR, we're getting all blues. Oh man. You know, maybe that feeling was off. Oh, can we even get a yellow to finish this out on? Jeez. I feel like I typically get a SSR around like 35, 40 pulls, something like that. At least that's how it's been for me for, at least probably the past 6 to 8 months. Oh, here we go. We at least got a yellow. Oh, it didn't keep going. It didn't keep going. We were close. We were close, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could do another one. But this is the new banner. Here are the new characters. They are fairly awesome, especially if you like playing Empire or Strat Masters. So, Clotaire. Yeah, this guy is badass. I'm trying a weird build with Gift of Eternal Life on him. He does a bunch of nifty little things, a lot of cool fixed damage. Fire is kind of this dude's thing. If we look at his talent, 10% of his intelligence is added to attack after dealing damage to an enemy unit. Applies Shattered Flame. When taking damage from Clotaire, defense and magic defense are decreased by 10%. Chance to be critically hit is increased by 10%. And they cannot trigger effects that block fatal damage for 2 turns. Unable to trigger effects that resist fatal damage, only effective in Arena. That is pretty awesome for Arena. That can help get rid of a tank's extra lives. There's plenty of characters in this game. They get to come back to life a couple of times if you play their cards right. Well, he can kind of take that away, so that's cool. But really, this 10% of intelligence added to attack, that actually goes a long way for this character, because if you look at his stats, they're spread across the board. Attack and intelligence are fairly close to each other. So you can equip this guy with something like Twilight Star, which is going to do fixed damage. It's giving attack and intelligence, and you can do fixed damage with whichever stat is lower. So, I think this guy can be very interesting. He can do a lot of fixed damage, because some of his actual, let's see, like this thing right here, Incinerating Slash, attacks all enemies in one line, dealing 0.3 AoE damage, and dealing extra damage to infantry, which is nice. And then it inflicts, inflicts inflame on enemies. At the end of your next turn, they take fixed damage equal to Clotair's attack and intelligence times 1 last 2 turns. So that is some killer fixed damage. This guy can apply killer fixed damage for sure. He has that, strength against infantry with this. He's strong against infantry with Pyromancer as well. Attacks a single target, dealing 1.5 times damage. Deals additional damage to infantry. So this guy is an infantry killer. Sakura better watch out. She's not going to want to get hit by this guy. And also, his troops can attack. So this is cool. I dig it because he can run the Red Guard. And actually, speaking of troops, there's been a bunch of new troops added to this game. So that is fairly awesome. I'm very happy about that. We'll look over that. It's all a bunch of good stuff. But I like that this guy can run the Dark Guard. They apply more fixed damage and they continually heal themselves. Just an awesome troop choice. So this guy's going to be very interesting to play. He's like close quarters, but then he's also throwing fireballs that are doing magic damage. So he's kind of like a hybrid character where he's going to be able to attack you and do damage in close quarters, and he's going to be able to take a step back and throw a fireball at you. And he's got AoEs that apply crazy fixed damage. If we look at his other class, I only have the one. This is a buff. Adds 15% of attack to intelligence, because in this class he's using more intelligence than attack. That lasts for 4 turns and allows you to move an additional 2 blocks and act again. So he gets to pretty much super buff himself, right? 15% of his attack to intelligence. And then he gets to move 2 more blocks and act again. So this is very good for engaging the enemy. And obviously he's going to get a bunch of... What is this? Oh. And obviously he's going to get a bunch of spells here, right? This is the class that is actually using intelligence. It's prioritizing it over attack, so this is more of a caster class. But there's fixed damage in here too, right? After taking action on your next turn, takes fixed damage equal to caster's intelligence times 2. So this guy's really good with fixed damage. Searing Void, couldn't see that. Searing Void is custom. I think this is the first time we've seen it here. We have Meteor, right? Meteor is you take fixed damage that equal to 20% of your maximum hit points. That's good against enemies and tanks that have a ton of hit points. But there's fixed damage all over the place. This guy's just banking off of fixed damage. Should be very interesting to play. With these AoEs he has, should be some good crowd control. Really can't wait to see how this guy plays out. As far as his equipment goes, I went with the simple magic rune set on him just because I had a bunch of those to roll. And I will see how this build goes. I have a different weapon for him. I don't know if the Gift of Eternal Life is going to be the best thing, but being able to heal yourself off of your attack, I think it can help a character like this. And this is one of the few characters that can actually take advantage of Gift of Eternal Life because he can actually do something with his intelligence stat. So, I'm going to have to see how it goes. I think if we actually check this character out and how people are building him, let's see. Yeah, a lot of people are giving him a staff or a sword, and you're seeing different rune sets. I like that. What is this? Full Moon. We got Clock up in the mix. Full Moon, Clock, Breeze. Breeze, this is awesome. I dig this. When there is... Here's another one. Here is Magic. This is the same rune set that I have. So it's all over the place. And I dig that. Another... no, that's not Clock. That is Full Moon. Full Moon, Magic. Full Moon, Clock. So it varies. And I think that's very cool because when you run into one of these characters, you're not really going to know what rune set he has. So that is always cool. There's some characters in this game where if you run into them, you know that there's like a 90% chance that they're just going to have Breeze on them. And you know to prep for that. Or you know that you're going up against that. Sometimes just surprising your opponent can be a huge difference. It can win you a match if you're going up into PvP, if that's one of the things you enjoy. This game will definitely cater to that. This game has an awesome PvP system. I've obviously played through it. I cannot keep going back in there and just doing arena all the time just because of time restraints and other games that I have to play. But hey, if you want some hardcore arena play, this game has you covered. That's all I can say about it. It does have a very solid PvP system. And this guy right here, he seems to have an ability to eat up tanks' lives in arena, if I'm reading that correctly, which is super useful, right? There's also a healer that dropped with this guy. Where is she? I have her around the same power. She should be down here somewhere. There she is. This girl looks like she's always half stoned. Rosenseal. This girl, might as well look at her when she's actually built. This girl is pretty gnarly. She's coming with heals, and it's actually... Here we go. Let's actually look at her abilities, because these healers really are ability based, I think, a lot of them. So she heals everybody in an AoE. Like, most of these are AoEs. Restore hit points to 3 times her intelligence to multiple units within the span. This is a 3-block span. Range 3 blocks, span 3 blocks, so it's 3 blocks out from her. So it's a nice size area of effect, and it lasts. There's something that lasts for 2 turns on it. That is, when attacked and taking damage, restores hit points equals to her intelligence times 1.5. Lasts for 2 turns. So that is very nice. That is pretty much what one of the other healers in this game. What is her name? My goodness, I cannot think of her name right off the top of my head. But she's pretty much kind of mirroring another healer's ability in this, and that is a pretty awesome ability, right? Because you kind of buff your heroes with this, and they can go their separate way, and they can still get some healing on their own, right? When attacked and taking damage, that's exactly when you want a heal, so it works out well and is pretty awesome. Yep, there's the crystal restoration. I thought there was another crystal too. Oh, this is the mass crystal healing. Okay, and then this one that just looks very similar. This one restores hit points equal to 3 times her intelligence to a single unit within the span. Okay, grants crystal healing when attacked and taking damage. Restores hit points equal to rosin seals. Okay, all right. So this is like a single target version of this. Right, this is an AoE that's going to hit everybody in that AoE and apply all this to them. This is just a single target, right? That is pretty awesome though, because no matter what, you're going to be able to bring this healing ability, because it can either cost 1 and it can be kind of nerfed, or you can pay 2 for it, making it a lot better, right? This girl also is going to have Miracle to buff everybody. Miracle is an awesome heal and buff. Let's see. Yeah, you get that 15% damage reduction, and you get 15% damage added, so it's just very nice to have that. That's nothing new, though. Let's see, she has defense support. These are kind of alright. Immune to defense and magic defense reductions, effects, and healing negation debuffs. So that can be useful because of the healing negation debuffs. This kind of cancels them out, so that's cool. It's alright, but here's where she shines. She has a fusion power. So the Empire team is finally getting a different fusion power. I think this is cool. Significantly increase offensive and defensive skills of all Empire honors within range, which is what every fusion does. But here's where this one's special. When initiating battle, damage increased by 12%. And before being forced into battle, which means if somebody attacks you or range attacks you, dispel 1 buff from the enemy. That's awesome. So anytime you get attacked, you strip them of a debuff. You strip them of a buff before they actually get to attack you, right? And when you're attacking, your damage is increased by 12%. So this, I think this is very cool. Something different. I can't wait to try it out. And of course, she also has Ice Dragon's Breath. Attacks all enemies in 3 straight lines, dealing 0.36 AoE damage. Super effective against Lancers. And reduces the enemy's mobility by 1 block for 2 turns. You know, that can be useful. I would probably just bring healing stuff on her and a fusion power. But this can be useful if you want her to, you know, assault somebody, right? So she is floating. She has a 2 range attack in this class. She's floating in the other class too, so this girl gets to fly around. That helps her out. It helps her be mobile, which is something you want with your healer. You want them to be able to move through some cover if you can. So very cool characters. Faction groups, Empire honors. Of course, she's going to be in Princess. And she's in Mythical Realm, so that's cool. Empire is one of my favorites, so that's why I'm excited about these characters. And I believe the other guy, what's his name? Colter? Where is that fool? I believe he only belongs to 2 faction groups, but those are Empire and Stratmasters. So Stratmasters is awesome too. I dig it. Got a lot of fun hero combinations. I think this guy adds a lot to the game. He's really cool, and obviously his skin is amazing too. This thing is sweet. I'm not going to be able to get it. Well, I can get it. I want it. It looks so awesome. I'll be perfectly honest with you. We'll see towards the end of this if this is a character that I'm really going to play a lot. Man, I might just throw Langrissy $100 and get that skin, because that does look dope AF. Not to say that he looks that bad with his, you know, normal skin. I think he looks pretty cool. So we're going to have to see how this goes. But there's just a ton of stuff going on here in Langrisser. Not just the characters getting added. You can see in the Secret Realm we have some limited events going on right now. I have to Valorous Rhapsody. I have to get in there and do some stuff, and there's the Magic Tower Conquest. So this is like all of the bathing. Oh, it's like a little Monopoly game. And there's skins right now up, right? They've also added, this is what I was talking about earlier, they also added stuff to the training tab. So heroes are always awesome, but their troops are just as important. So they're adding more troops. These guys look awesome. These little berserkers, they look absolutely sweet. Can't wait to see who gets these. Also, you can now pump your troops' stats up. All infantry stats increase by 1%. Now, these items are not that easy to get, and you're probably going to be using them to actually, you know, get all this other stuff if you're a newer player. But at least they gave older players something to do now, 1% at a time. This is still cool. It's going to make a huge difference. Like, I dig it. And overall, we get a bunch of different troops to use. Let's actually look at some of these that are available already. Alright, we have the Mechanical Knight. So, this just got added, right? They're knights on little, I don't know, they're like little jet skis that float in the air. Right, they do have, let's see, what's their ability? When attacking, soldiers' attack is increased by 22%. That's what you want when you're attacking, alright? When attacked, your defense is increased by a certain percentage, okay? And then when soldiers pass through defensive terrain at 88% hit points or more, which I'm sure that's going to go down, so that's good, the unit gains a chance to mitigate 2 blocks of mobility reduction. That is actually really useful. This is going to help you move through terrain hopefully faster than the enemy that's chasing you, right? And not to mention they get the good attack boost when they're attacking, and they get a decent defense boost when they're being attacked. So this is cool. And would you look at that? Leon can take advantage of these troops. Leon is one of the top damagers in the game. So can Lanford, so that's cool. It's part of Langrisser's way of keeping some of the older characters powered up. Well, the older characters are going to get access to the newest troops first. Like, here's Matthew, obviously the character that everybody starts with. So to be running around with these troops, these things are pretty gnarly. I think the Scorpions were the last ones that we got, and these things are actually pretty impressive. So I've been leveling them up. In desert fights, they're almost just unfair. We got some new flyers that look pretty awesome. Dragon troops, actually, and there's a pirate troop as well for sea battles, right? When in water, unit is not affected by melee damage penalties, and all damage taken by soldiers is reduced by 20%, and attack is increased by 12%. And when you deal damage to an enemy in the water, steals 1 buff. That's pretty damn impressive. I mean, that really is. I mean, you really got a lot going for you when you're standing in the water as a pirate raider. And then obviously there's these dragon troopers. They look pretty damn gnarly. There's a lot to them. Soldiers' attack increased by 4.4% for each block moved before attacking, which flyers love to move. Their movement's great. Damage is reduced by 4.4% up to 22% after being attacked and taking damage. Unit mobility is increased by 2. Oh, that's pretty cool. So after you get attacked, you actually get +2 to your movement. I'm going to have to see how this actually plays out, but at least we can play with these heroes, right? We did get them. They're unlocked. I can actually start equipping them. Altamuller. Altamuller is going to be running these girls. Cher can run them. And this girl, this is cool. I didn't actually see. This is one of the newer characters right here. I'm going to have to see how these dragon troopers run with her. Especially with the movement, because she has breeze. At least mine does. So, very cool. Dragon troopers. Who can use these? Okay. That's a good fit with that girl. Oh, did we get any new assassins? Oh, looks like we did. This guy looks gnarly. Technology's not available yet. Very cool, though. Pretty excited about that. Can't wait to see who can use those. And let's see if we got any new demons. I'm not seeing any new demons yet. Oh, we got redeemers. What is a redeemer? This looks like a holy troop. When forced into battle, damage taken is reduced by 7%. When the unit has no debuffs, it does not die upon taking deadly damage, but instead recovers 20% hit points. After triggering, the unit's max hit points drops by 50%. Can trigger a maximum of once per battle. I'm really going to have to see how these play out. It's cool. I will invest into them since I have a bunch of the older materials, so I can at least run them and see what this is all about. Let's see, who actually runs these dudes? Okay, alright, so this is like Chris and all the little goody two-shoe characters get redeemers. We're going to have to see how they play. This is why I didn't level them up earlier, because I really don't have any heroes maxed out that can actually use the redeemers right now. Maybe I'll dust Ledden off and see how he runs with them. I was personally kind of hoping for a new demon. Looks like we didn't get one, though. Maybe next time. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, snap. Looks like I just had to go back enough. What is this? This is cool. A Dark Alchemist. He looks like they have healing on them already. After taking action, restores a percentage of the soldier's hit points. Always happy about that. When their hit points is above 80%, soldier's range increased by 1 and attack increases by 18. Wow, that's pretty damn impressive, actually. That is impressive. Who can run these guys? New troop for Lana. Oh, cool. And this is awesome because Kurama from one of my favorite collabs, Yu Yu Hakusho. So Kurama has a new troop. That is dope. I dig it. I dig it. They already have a range of 2. That's impressive. They already have a range of 2. We'll have to see. Soldiers' range increased by 1. So they can have an attack range of 3, potentially, and get a 20% increase to their attack. You know, these guys, I will actually spend some of my resources on leveling up. They just look cool, too. So this changes how the game is played a lot, right? Because now, not only do you have new heroes, but you're getting new troops being added all the time. there's always something fun to work on in here, so I can't wait. I'm going to pump these troops out and actually run them around and see what I can do for a review vid. But I just wanted to let everybody know out there, Langrisser is looking pretty awesome right now. And they're just giving away tickets and lots of stuff. So, you know, anybody that wanted to get into this game, it's not a bad time to right now. Right? And everybody in here, I wish you all the best luck and have fun. I'll see you out there. Peace.